Welcome to Martin Done Right. I know the name, it feels like, I don't know, that only the Martin that I'm going to show it's what it's done properly, but it's exactly how I feel about that. So, what I'm going to show you about the strategies, the tactics, and all of the best practices that I know that it works as work for me. I've been working in marketing since 1996. I know I have a lot of gray hair, almost nothing above, but yeah, it's been a lifetime of working in marketing, and I've done a lot of mistakes along the way. Obviously, it's a never-ending learning process, and these are the ones that. These strategies that I'm going to show you are the ones that have proven to be effective along the professional career. So I hope you can enjoy it and make the best use of these strategies for your own case. To let you know more about me and my work, I've been focusing in digital marketing since '98, and with a special interest on email marketing and marketing automation later on. I built, sold, and closed a lot of digital marketing companies, and I've learned a lot with all of this process. And the latest projects that I'm involved right now are Zoply and SendXMail. I'll tell you more about that in the future. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And to end this long resume, just to tell you more about the courses that I'm also doing in universities, postgrads, courses in universities about digital marketing and so on. That's where I'm focusing on teaching. I'm also a board member for the Portuguese Marketing Professionals Association, a PPM, it's the name. And it's a pleasure to work towards the community of marketing professionals here. It's like a filter that I'm going to do based on my experience about what's working and what's not working on marketing right now. All of what I'm going to share with you in this channel are things that I strongly believe that are going to make a difference for your brand. So it's not something that, okay, it's just a sound bite that it looks very cool, but it's not proven that it's going to work. So there's not going to be a recipe for success in a way, because every business it's different from another. But all of these strategies that I'm going to show you are going to have a common approach, that it's doing marketing in the right way. So in that case, it's always going to improve your brand. And okay, let's wrap this out and start delivering some juice. So today I'm going to answer a question by Francisco, who sent me an email asking, and I quote, as someone who wants to create a personal brand as a full stack engineer, should I need to create a website or use one of the many social profiles out there to reach more people? My answer is, how serious are you about your personal branding? What I mean is, like Master Yoda has said on Star Wars, there is no try, do or do not. And in this case, if you are really interested in improving the personal branding, I think that you need to give everything to be really understood in the market as someone that it's very interesting in that sector, in that profession. And in that case, yes, you should invest in a personal website, because it's important for you to know also that when you are creating a profile in a social network or something like that, you are just renting space. It's not your own space. It's something that you are using the platform, but obeying by their rules, And it's very important because the platform itself has access to 100 of people and audience that you are interested in. But on the other hand, you are working and investing your time to build content and so on in a place that it's not your own. You don't have any control about it. What's good about these platforms is that they allow you to reach their audience easier. Okay, the audience is already there, and you can reach them using their tools, the way that you can engage with them easier, and it's interesting in that part. But it's not something that you are creating a real database for yourself. It's like okay, if they change the rules tomorrow, you lose everything about the investment that you've done, and to reach them out you need to always going to pay for ads or something like that. The main point I'm trying to express here is that you should always have a central hub, in this case a domain name, a website where your name is. It's going to be much more easier for anyone to find you and to engage with you, and it's a place that you control everything about your brand. This website it's also where you are going to concentrate everything about yourself and how you are going to stand out from the crowd, what it's going to make it different to use you and your services. It's important for you to understand to whom you are talking about, okay? What it's going to be the ideal audience for you, and what you are going to create the content and producing everything, the visuals and so on, to reach this ideal audience for you. It's still important to have your profile on all the social networks that make sense for you to reach your audience. Don't get me wrong, it's really important. However, don't rely on them entirely, okay? You need to create this brand coherence everywhere, and every time they see your profile, website, or whatever, they need to see it the same consistency about the brand that you are going to show, and that it's going to build up for your brand as a professional. Social profiles to expand and to reach to this ideal audience that you are made the focus on. Okay, so it's all important, but please don't remain just on the social profiles, because otherwise you're going to be gated. You are going to be just on that sphere, and you don't exist outside of that. In my case, for instance, I have a personal domain name. I have my projects. I have SendXmail. I have Zopli, but I have my own domain name, which is ruinunes.com. And why have I purchased that? First of all, because I'm a geek. Also a geek. I like to have my own presence and so on, but also because if you search for Rui Nunes, I know it's a Latin name, but there's a lot of Rui Nunes. And first of all, there's authors and also actors. So how can I, just a Martin professional, stand out when someone searches for Rui Nunes? The basic answer is I'm going to have a domain name with my name, and then I'm going to build up content talking about Rui Nunes, because the other ones, they have pages on Wikipedias, on a lot of libraries and bookstores and so on. So there's a lot of juice there, of linking juice and so on, for them and not for me. How am I going to stand out? I'm going to place my own website. I'm going to build a lot of content there. That's what I've done for me, and I've bought a domain name for each one of my kids, and for my wife as well, because it's like an investment for the future. It's like to buy stocks. In this case, I've bought something that it's going to be interesting for them in the future. I hope. This is how much important I feel for you to have a domain name of your own, where you are going to build your online presence. Another important thing is to start a newsletter right away. Even if you don't have your website already done, please have a placeholder or something like that under construction or something like that, and you start collecting email addresses even on your social profiles and so on. It's like a compounding aspect that it's going to build up, and it's going to be the main channel between you and your audience, without the third parties, like you need to pay for reach them on social medias or something like that. You also can do that in the future, but an email, it's like a personal relationship between you and the person outside, on the other side of the email. So it obviously, I'm biased because I love email marketing, but it's something that I highly recommend. I hope this helped you out, and if it did, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to share a lot more about marketing done right. It's the name of the channel, of course. Okay, this is already a very long video. It's not my goal here. Have a great time, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.